Allow yourself to examine it. Don't avoid it. Because when you don't, this gets in the way of your manifestation. You can't get the things, you can't get the desires of your heart while your heart is still torn with anger and pride and judgment. It does not work that way. The clearer your mind is, the more the things you desire will come to pass. That is a law. That is the way it works. So when we're observing nature like this, do this. Close your eyes and think about what's next, what God has for you next. That may or may not be different from what you want. But think about what He has next for you. Look at the steps involved, whether it be getting rid of fear, whether it be not allowing distractions in your life, and make a decision in the self. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be less fearful. I don't want fear in my being. You say that until you feel it. You say it until you feel it. It is nothing just saying it. It is helpful to say it out loud. It is helpful to do it in the mirror. But until you feel it, you've done nothing. But focus on what is next for you. God has already put in you where you will end up. You've seen images of it. That's the way it works. You've already seen the future. That can go through you. It is your submission, though, to say, I will do what is next. To focus on that. I will do what's next. Whatever you have for me, I'm willing to submit to it. No distractions, no fear. I have no fear. That is not the spirit God has given us. I have no fear. Love and a sound mind. All I have is love and a sound mind. There is no fear in this space. Allow that to go through you. It's deeper than a thought. Allow it to go through you just like sadness does, just like anger does. It needs to be that strong in your body. The same strength as when someone triggers you. Say, I have no fear. There is nothing to fear. God, whatever you have for me next, I am willing. I submit the self fully. Fully. Let that go through you. There is no fear. There is no fear. I accept whatever direction you have for me going forward. There is no fear. I refuse to be disobedient. I have no reason to be. I will use my voice. Whatever you have given me, let your will be done. Let that go through. There is no fear in this space. Does anyone feel fear now? It's non-existent. We can walk around like this all the time. All the time. It's yours for the taking. There is no fear. Feel it go through you. Let this be a reference for the future. As you sit and you make this commitment, let this be your reference. When you feel fear rise up in you, go right to this space. And know that you carry it. It doesn't matter where you are. Right now in your being, you feel no fear. That means you can do it in the future. It doesn't matter where you are, who you're talking to. You are supposed to walk into every environment with this feeling. This is the peace that God has given us. Who are we to deny it? it is yours. It is constantly yours. It is consistently yours. Only we get in the way. Walk around with this every single day. Don't let it break. When you feel something rising trying to take this away, that is your enemy. Whether it be another person, whether it be you, that is your enemy. And it is your responsibility to part ways with that thing. Receive what God has given you: peace, love, and a sound mind. Don't let the mind be your enemy. Don't let it be carnal. We're only to do what He has given us. When we delight ourselves in God, we get the desires of our heart. The desires are already aligned. We should not want anything outside of what He has for us. This is your space. You are the temple. It doesn't matter where you are. It belongs to you. Don't ever let anyone get in the way of this. There is no one strong enough to get in the way of the peace that God has given you. They may try. Again, you will see the weapons form, but they will never prosper. Remember this space. This is your reference. Do not look for things to be fearful about. Don't come up with ways to be fearful. Don't come up with ways not to do what God has given you. Don't come up with ways to avoid your purpose. Stay here. Now, in the future, when you encounter someone who's in need, when you embrace someone, when you hug them, embrace all of them, everything they have, you will feel what they do. You will feel it in your body. If you walk around with this, when you touch them, when they touch you, you will see what is lacking. You will tap into it immediately. You will confuse the energy with your own. You will know it is outside touching you and this thing needs help. When Jesus says, I felt some of my essence leave, He was walking in purity. Peter like, man, there's plenty of folk touching you. No, this was different. This was different. He was self-aware. This is the place we all must walk in. I know you felt, after someone has hugged you, you felt drained before. It happens. Understand you have something of great strength. People are drawn to you to draw from you. But protect this energy. Protect this energy at all costs.